You can try to help people many, many, many times. Just grabbing someone that's underwater, picking them up enough so they can get an air, a little breath of that fresh air, and then you're letting them go again, because you can't give them that lift. You can lift them up just enough. You have to be super conscious of where your heart goes, where your intention goes, where your energy goes, because so many people are out there to take. The more you give to them, the more it just enables or hurts them, honestly.
Good. Dude, Alvin, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
I'm excited to have you on, man. And I just love the work that you do. And to give you all some context here, we'll get into a story, talk a little bit about your story, getting into what you're doing today, and how it really is helping people be able to reverse aging. It's just amazing. I met you because one of our other podcast guests, and I remember you were in the room, and what's his name? Not Jason. Travis, yeah. Thank you. Horrible at names. So I was at Travis' event. Shout out to Travis. You got to check out his episode. And I went to his event. You were there, and you just had such a chill vibe. And I remember my wife saying, I really want to like talk to that guy more. And I was just like, I know his vibe. And then talked about what you were doing a little bit, and then peptides and all the things. And I went to your facility, went through the whole thing. First time ever being in a hyperbaric chamber, which is super cool, that you actually made.
Yeah, that's our design. So it has 5 foot kind of globes on either side, like hemispheres, I guess is what you would call them. And it allows for you to be able to see out both sides of the unit, which is very beneficial if you ever get into some place where you're being under pressure and you're not used to being in a hyperbaric chamber and you don't want to get in a torpedo tube, feel like you're being shot out of the bottom of a boat. So we kind of designed that one to fit all those needs. It has a massage chair inside, 21-inch TV. It's just, it's just a nice experience. It's luxury. It's truly luxury hyperbaric.
That's my wife's vibe, because she's super claustrophobic. So she'd be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. She would not. As soon as you shut the door and you lock it, and the next thing you know, you start hearing the because of pressure, so you can hear it start making noise. She would just be, no. And I like also when I went through the process, your vibe is just so chill. You're just like, it's not like you're going to a doctor's office. No. You're not meeting a nurse. You're just having a conversation, and you're just it's casual.
Yeah, we're just here to kind of help people. That's the jam. We want people to understand that going to some place where you get therapy does not have to be a stressful situation. It should be the most safe place you could ever be. It should be like walking into your podcast room that you love to be in. Yeah. Right? It should be that kind of space.
100%.
Not, then there's something wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
And even if I've been to tons of spas where you walk in and it's like, hey, there's ethereal music on, and there's someone that comes out in this little thing, and they're wrapped up tight, and have your towels and things like, oh, this is great. Now I have to spend a couple of minutes getting into the groove because I have to take my clothes off and do this thing. It's like, I wanted some space that felt, really, I built a place for me. I had tons of health problems in the past, and I was like, how do I continue my journey of truly extending my longevity? So I had a vision and built a really cool space, what I think is a really cool space. Yeah. And just kind of a counter benefit, and I can share it with other people and turn it into a business so we can help people.
That's Liftoff right there. What is that? If you build it, they will come. Like one of those.
Field of dreams, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But it was cool because I actually saw some of the pictures and some of the things that you were doing, and how you really went in and with your own 2 hands and put in the labor, put in the work, built the space, hence kind of like, what we have here. And it's interesting to think about how like attracts like. And that's where I feel like I automatically had like a connection with you. Yeah. And I wanted to check it out, wanted to go, wanted to see his space. And then now he's here to see our space. And the feeling is mutual, which is great. And I think there's more people out there. And that's why I developed this, is so, more people can, are aliens real? I don't know. Interesting logo. What kind of conversations are here? Well, just conversations for you to open your mind and look at the possibility of what's possible. And that's what I think for you, it's like, wow. And so getting into your story as far as what was like the catalyst, because you talked a little bit before you even got on air about some of the ways you're eating and some of the ways you're feeling. And it was just like a slap in the face. And you're like, oh, well, we're going down this res path here.
Yeah. When I was late 20s, about 30, I had, it's never one thing that gets you right. Never one thing that like tips the scales, but it's just a culmination of all those things where you've been abusing your body. And I worked out, I did a bunch of stuff. But I ate whatever I wanted all the time, like a trash can.
Were you one of those like skinny guys, never gain weight?
Yeah. So I was, at that time I was 206 pounds and I'm 6'2" right now. So I was cracking the concrete strong. I mean, I could take a 45 pound plate and jump 9 feet across the gym onto a 52-inch box.
Dang.
Like crazy. And I was working out, 4 or 5 times a week, really heavy, really hard, doing like a triathlete type workout.
Yeah.
And then I went through a divorce and lost my brother. Same shot, right? It was like, so I lost 40 pounds and it was devastating. I was depressed. I had all the things and then find out that I have all these inflammatory conditions in my bowels now that I was like hemorrhaging and all of these things. So it was a scary situation for me, Wow. Super scary. So, I needed to rewire, I needed to reset and find another way to get past it, because all the options that the doctors always give you are trash. They really are. If you look at the situation, what's the side effect of this? What's the side effect of that? Yep. It's never 100% positive, and I need better slipping of the scales on that. If I'm going to go in and bet on anything, I don't care if it's blackjack. I need my odds to be a little bit in my favor.
Dude, 100%. And that's where I feel like, I don't know. Anna was on the show and we won't go too deep into the story, but she was on the show and I had some stuff come up for me and I had some thoughts and I just felt like the thoughts weren't merit. I couldn't really say like they were my thoughts. It was just like something was off. And so, I like to do, I don't want to say business, but I like to work with and I like to explore with the individual in my circle and on this podcast. The goal here, y'all, is not to sell you nothing. We're vibing out. Yeah, we're here to add value. And so I went through a session with her and it was just beautiful. It was eye opening. There's some things that came up from the perspective of past life aggression or progression. And it was interesting because just some things and some commonalities and some stuff came together. I was like, wow. And so check out that episode. Definitely something to check out. But, going to your location, checking out what you're up to. And then I didn't want to go to, and the point of what I'm saying here, a doctor, because I feel like maybe that wasn't going to be the best from the perspective of I don't want to be a test subject. And I also don't want to be categorized. Yeah. You're crazy. Take this medication. This is what you need to do. It wasn't that serious. So I'm like, I'd rather go explore with her. And it's not cheap. An hour was up there, more than just an average CEO salary. Sure. But it was worth it because I was like, I need to get some answers from someone I think that could give those to me. Sure. And she did, and it's amazing how you went down your own path and came up with this idea to be the catalyst, to be the change you wish to see in the world. Yeah. And that's what's so important, man. We all get blessed with great abilities, but the most brilliant ideas are one place in this world. Amen. Yeah. They're in the cemetery because they never get acted upon. So many times someone has this transformational, groundbreaking, revolutionary idea and they never act on it. And it just worked out where I was in the right position, and could actually do something, after, and it I was propelled, further and further along after, I lost my brother in 2006. And then my dad again, lost him in 2019 Christmas Day, and he died of cancer. So what was originally supposed to be a skin cancer, squamous cell carcinoma it's just a skin cancer. It's like a melanoma almost, but almost like a little surgery, take it out. Something easy, take it out. But when they radiated it, what they did was they caused further inflammation and actually pushed it inside of his, because it was on his temple. Okay. Pushed it inside of his brain. So he ended up when they found that he was at stage 4 and it was it looked like kind of like the insert in his shoe. Yeah. All the way from underneath his ocular nerve down to the C6 vertebrae. So it was, and that's like down deep into the neck, basically, if you don't know. Wow. So when they found it, it was terminal at that point. Maybe something could have been done about it. I don't know, but he was so hard-headed. It was like, he was an old cowboy. That's what they do. Oh, was he? Just, grab a stick, bite on it. If there's something that hurts, tear it off. Do whatever you have to do. Let's get it taken care of. I'm not going to the doctor type of guy. Like, that's right. No, I'm not doing the doctor. I'm fine. I'll be just fine. Yeah. Interesting. And how old was he?
Yeah, he was 68 when he
Wow.
passed. Yep. So super young, man.
God bless, man.
Grand terms of things. And it's crazy. Maybe something could have been done early on if he would have done something about it, right? If he would have made that action. But he was a tough old man and he just didn't want to. He was like, nah, fine, I'm going to tough it out. And I explained to him numerous times. I said, look, this is not something that you can't whip it with your hands. It is not something that you can fight with physicality. Yeah. You have to fight it with modality. And if you don't do that, it wins. And it wins every time 100%. So you pick what you want to do.
Yep. And I and before we do get deeper into the conversation, that's where I feel like you could do as much as you're doing. Yeah. But it depends on the person. And if the person's not open and willing, it's like a horse here brought to water. You can't force it to drink.
Yeah. You can throw modalities, supplementation, everything in the world, testing, everything in the world. But if the mindset's not there, that's why it's so important. That's one of the things we really focus on is, so we have bi-weekly or bi-monthly check-ins where it's like every 2 weeks you have to check in with us when you come into a program with us. And you'll meet with our wonderful somatic healer, Linda. She's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I love that.
She's special to me and not only in my business, but she's a part of my life. So
amen.
And we vibe so well together. And she's that person she's the counselor. She's the person who touches base with you, make sure that everything you're doing is working well. And if it's not, then we adjust and we move forward in a way that really meets your needs, both physically and emotionally, so that you can walk down that path with confidence.
I love that. And it's great too that she's more of a friend to you and someone that you hold dear and near to you outside of just like, let me go find someone who can be a nurse. Yeah.
She's my rock. That she's been everything for me. She's been there through a lot of hard times and really, really supported me, like from a perspective of teaching me about things that I never thought possible. Because I wasn't super into like the ethereal, super spiritual world very much. I was in touch with it, of course, but not in the depths of I'm gonna, pray to crystals and rub this thing on my skin and hopefully this works and have some sort of energy clearing done or anything like that. I never would have done that in the past. Unless I was in a situation, of course, but I never would have reached out and done that. And funny situation, I had COVID for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, I had COVID for probably 4.5 months. And of all the tools and tricks that I have, I tried everything. I was like, I'm going to do IVs. Okay. I'm going to do N-acetylcysteine. I'm going to do all these things to break the spike protein in my body. I know biochemically what to do, so I'm going to perform it. And I tried everything. It didn't work. Wow. And I still had this, it felt like I had an apron in the bottom of my lungs that every time I would laugh really hard or I would run or work out hard, it would be there.
Interesting.
And I was like, I cannot kick it. And she's like, it's emotional.
Ooh, interesting.
I was like, really? And I knew that and I knew emotions had a big connection with how our physical body works biologically as well. But I didn't think something so small as a virus could be affected by an emotion. Yeah. Could be prolonged by that emotion.
Interesting.
And I started doing a ton of research around it. I was like, oh my gosh, because these viruses, they need a host, right? And when our emotions are plagued by past life regression things going on, all these traumas that are passed down for generations, it could be thousands of years, and they show up in our DNA because there's 1.3 billion years of information in your DNA. Amazing. 1.3 billion. That's crazy. So when we're looking at that, it's like, oh man. So I had some stuff that was bothering me.
Talk about baggage.
Yeah, it's just baggage, dude. Some things are bugging me, and it was affecting me biologically.
Yeah, interesting.
So I, she was like, you have to do this clearing, this energy clearing. It's just it's over a Zoom call. You'll get on the thing. She explained the process to me. And I was coming from Texas to Arizona. So I lived in Texas before I moved out here. Okay. And the only place I had great service was Flagstaff.
Beautiful place.
So I pulled over on the side of the road at this little gas station that was right off the highway. Yeah. Excuse me. And hopped on this call. Well, this lady gets on and she looked, she didn't have like a color to her skin necessarily. It was like a grayish color. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. She had this like wrap on her head, and it's like, okay, you know, you know what? If this works, I'm in. 100% I'm in. We'll do it
at least you're being open-minded, man.
Yeah, you know,
I love that.
I'll try anything once or twice if I like it.
Yeah.
So I sit here, and she starts snapping her fingers, and she says, well, hold on, don't tell me anything. And she just looks at me, and she's doing this thing with her hands. She's waving her hands and snapping her fingers on one hand. And she says, something happened to you when you were 4 years old. I was like, set me back. And I was like, oh crap. She sees me, right? Because when I was 4 years old, I had a traumatic experience occur. My brother and I got locked in this, old truck. It's like a 47 model truck. Old truck. Been sitting in the weeds for years, probably since 1950.
Wow.
You know, I've been there for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And my brother took this big rod and knocked the window out to get me out, to save me. Well, when we told my parents, we went back and told my dad and my granddad that hey, you know, we had to knock the window out of that truck to get me out because we couldn't get a hold of anyone. My brother, we were small. I was probably like 4 or 5.
Super young.
Yeah, super young. And my brother was like 6, you know? And so he gets on, we had like CB radio. So he tries to call my parents, couldn't get them because they were both farming, right?
Yeah.
And what's really funny, like just to pause for a second, where I grew up, I would never leave my kids at 6 and 4.
No.
You know, but back then parents did it all the time. Yeah. Because kids would like, but don't come home, don't come back into the house until it's dark outside.
Yeah. It's the way it used to be.
That's how it was.
Yeah.
So my dad and my granddad punished us for knocking that window out, like for about 30 minutes with a belt. And then when one got tired, they switched off. And I was just like, from that point in my life, I that registered back to me. I was like, man, that's where the trust stopped with people, like especially figures of authority. It's like I had this big trust issue with people because I was like, man, I don't know if I can count on you because these things happen. So, and subconsciously, I'd held on to that for a long time. Wow, you know, a long time.
Because how old are you during this time when you're meeting with her to go into the process?
So how old was I then? This was just like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Wow. So yeah, this is a very long time since the trauma.
Yeah.
When you were 4.
So I was like, yeah. You know, who knew that you had that stuck into the DNA, right?
Yeah.
And all it took was an occurrence of someone reminding you of that lack of trust that caused you to not trust other people. So really wild. But she starts talking and she goes through this process and she's like, okay, yeah. And she's waving her hands and doing this thing and snapping her fingers. And I was like, okay, whatever. Just has my eyes closed. And she's like, breathe this way and breathe that way. And then she snaps her fingers and she says, clear, 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 snaps her fingers again, clear, clear, clear. And I got choked up and couldn't breathe.
Whoa.
I was like literally I could not breathe for about 15 seconds. And I was like, okay, it's going to be fine. Just relax. It's going to be okay. Oof. And then when she says gone like that, and it went away and I could breathe again. And I've not had any issues since. Strangest moment in my life.
Liftoff moment. Wow. That is so interesting because, I'm going to go one step deeper, because we're going here. So, going a little bit deeper with the conversation I had with Anna. So when I was about Jordan's age, 6, 7, I watched my grandfather have a massive heart attack by myself in front of me. We have Mexican food, and then my mom went to go get some medicine for his heartburn, not thinking it was gonna be a heart attack.
Right.
And so
indigestion all the time. It's indigestion.
Yeah. You know, it's Mexican food, you know, the whole night, enchilada sauce. You know, so I was like, he was on his chair, and it was always like a chair, you know, where there's like a TV here, TV there, you know, old glass tube TVs. He used to watch 2 different sport games, whatever. And that happened to me. Then I also had some issues where peppermint patties. I was probably 5th grade, walking home from school. My aunt's house. I was living with her for a little bit as my mom was getting on her feet, figuring things out.
Sure.
She had me pretty young, and I was laughing but I was chewing the peppermint patty and I lodged in my throat. And my friend thought I was still laughing, but I'm like, trying to get it out.
Right.
Luckily, I got it out. And there's been other occurrences with this throat thing. I'm like, what is going on with this throat thing? And grandfather passing away and some of these traumas. And, take it for what you will. This is an interesting story, but I got into the past life regression. Right. And so what happened was I also got, and on the back of my, I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can see it here. There's a Chevy symbol with a BB. My best friend shot me in the face with a CO2 powered BB gun. And we just put a new cartridge in.
Ouch.
And hit me right through my nose, an inch from my eye. And could have been worse, whatever, right? You got a little bit of money, went through the homeowner's insurance, whatever. So there's some silver lining there. But I was going through the session because she connected all these dots, all these traumas and all these things from lineage, right? DNA. And so she said that when my best friend at the time shot me in the face, it was because I down the lineage at some point or another, whether it was, past life regression, like it was my life, or it was like maybe ancestors' life.
Right.
Basically, I used to be the right-hand man to the king. I used to be like a whistleblower.
Right.
And I was looking out for my people, but then at the same time, my people were suffering and there's stuff going on. So I was actually poisoning the king.
Yeah.
And as I was doing that, my best friend, keep your friends close, your enemies closer. I have trust issues too.
All right.
I'm right there with you. Was like, he knew what was going on. So as soon as the king died from me poisoning him, I got instant karma and he slit my throat and died.
Right.
And so I was like, throat, choking, interesting. And then she took me to the next life. And this was like female, pregnant, cheated on this outlaw. And basically gave birth to African-American baby, was with a white outlaw. He was in his like late 30s, early 40s. I'm like 20 something years old, from this past life regression, and slit my throat. Wow. So she was bringing it all together for me. And so she did some things like called on some angels, and she gave me some spiritual angels, and she went through this because she is a chiropractor that doesn't touch you.
I love that. Yeah.
That's her thing. And so it was just like, whoa. And so when we're talking about that, I'm like, holy cow, like it brought that back for me, where it's just like, it's amazing how the issues are in the tissues.
Yeah.
And we don't know that. And to go deeper, it's out of the physical into the metaphysical.
Absolutely.
And so many people think that like, because you could, drink that, whatever, you're going to drink that coffee for energy, or you're going to drink that alcohol to try to downregulate,
Sure.
There's so much more outside of that, with whether it's meditation, breath work, going through maybe a somatic or shaman, even ayahuasca. There's so many other ways to like get rid of the things to then downregulate more natural.
Yeah.
So after that happened for you, like you just felt light. You like
it was wild because I never thought possible that I could get rid of some sort of illness
like that.
Wow. Through using an emotional clearing. Huh. And honestly, I had, because I would cough, like every once in a while I would just cough, and from that day forward, it was gone.
No more coughs.
Totally gone.
Whoa,
totally
dude.
Gone. So now
lift off. Let's go. Dude.
So now I'm kind of addicted to energy clearings, and we do them every night. We have a lady that we follow she's phenomenal. Her name is Bonnie Centauri. And if you find her, look her up. Bonnie she's wild. She used to work up in Sedona. She had a retreat center or something up there for a while. And now everything is online. I think she's in Georgia or somewhere. But that lady she's a magician as far as your emotions go.
Interesting. Let's, here, you could actually put her name in there, and we could stream it on the TV for y'all. Let's use this TV because I have the TV, so we could stream it for y'all, so you can actually see right now. We'll put the links down below. The team will take care of you on that. But yeah, I love this because that's the intention here is for you all that are listening and viewing to take something that we're talking about here and to go on your own journey of exploring, and you never know what potentially, and obviously everything that you've done has led you to this exact moment to even be able to potentially even like conceptualize what we're talking about here. This is not for everyone.
Funny sedatori.
Okay. So boom, here's the website. We're going to go in here. We're going to go ahead and go here. We're going to put it onto the handy. So this is, we're expanding here, dude. We're doing it. So having some fun, because I thought, we had the neon signs in there, but I was like, I want to do something different. I want to be able to, so I'll pop up the website over here, and I don't know if I can I know I could do this, and I'll have to play around with it a little bit more over time. So I can do more than just AirPlay, boom, Fire TV, boom. So we'll put the website. There's the website there. And then, so check that out. And so this is someone that has like videos online.
Sure. Yeah. So it's a sign up. You could sign up for her program. She actually can teach you if you're a spiritual person and you want to dive down that path. She has a school that you can go to. It's not crazy expensive, and that she can teach you how to be an energy healer if you're already receiving like that, if you're receiving messages like that from a lot of people.
Interesting.
And then she also has a program that you can go through that gets you so many clearings a month or a week or whatever. And we just buy those and then have those on autoplay. Like sometimes if it's a stressful day or whatever, we'll play those at night.
Discover peace and healing.
Yeah.
Start your spiritual. I like that.
Yeah, we play them for the dogs. Also, I have a Belgian Malinois that's anxious. I'll say the least. If you have a Malinois, they're a little anxious. So it helps her rest. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, she sleeps so much better. We'll just put the iPad down there by her in her bed. Well, because at the clinic we have like a standing desk back in the back where we do all of our magic as far as like your blood work and things like that. And just going over analytics. Yeah. And there's 2 dog beds below it, and the dogs hang out back there, and we'll put the clearings on the iPad, sit it down there by them, and they're zonked.
Wow. I love that. What we like to do is that in the evening, I put on like just YouTube, and I put on like something that like frequency type stuff. And then I'll just put on like a frequency healing, what have you. And it's 8 hours, and I just put it on. And typically I wake up a couple minutes before it even stops, and, I'll get up, and I have my wearable. I know you have your ring there. And so you kind of know like, okay, what type of sleep am I getting? REM, deep, light, what have you. But it's so important, man. It's so important. And that's why I feel like, we're going through a shift. I feel like people are finally starting to wake up and being like, there's something else out there other than going to the doctor, seeing the nurse, going through your normal protocol. It's cold. It's not warm. It's not inviting. It's just something's off.
Yeah. It just doesn't feel peaceful because you walk in there and what's really funny is we have a ton of patients that come into the clinic and they're like, well, the doctor says I have high blood pressure. And no shade on any doctors, because you guys have a great profession as far as dealing with emergency medical care. I cannot say for one instant that I want someone to rub crystals on me when I have a broken leg or if I have a gash in my arm. 100%. Please take me to the hospital, give me emergency care, and handle that. Give me a group of nurses.
We appreciate your service. Yes, 100%. Got to shine light where light is deserved.
100%. But as far as maintenance goes, we truly believe that there is a different way that is much more inviting and much more beneficial for people to kind of help them understand. Like, look, if it is at DEFCON 4, let's look at the testing behind it. If it does need a surgery, then surgery. But if it doesn't, then there's another way. Then please look down that path.
Amen. Yeah, you should. You should all get a second opinion.
Or 50, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the wonderful thing, like we have the advancement of AI now, and you could, yes, it gives some skewed answers sometimes. Of course, I know that. But you can get a ton of information quickly and really look at all your options. And honestly, you could run an analysis on your options. Like for me, a person like this. And we honestly, we have in our clinic, we have a software that we've built. It has some analytics to it that are AI, and then some are the actual software. It's our proprietary software where we look at your blood work and we look at metabolism. And we use out of the box thinking like AI to help the patient understand truly what's going on. And with that, we can show you the future. And so if there is something that's like, I have a good friend of mine right now has cancer in the throat. He doesn't know for sure it's cancer in the throat, but there's a mass. His elevated levels of white blood cells are through the roof. So we can pretty much infer that it's probably the C word, right? But there's another path. There's always a better option, especially because the lump is in his throat. So the option from most medical care is cut it out. If it doesn't work or if it's broken, cut it out. And why not just rewire it? Why not just repair it? Why not just give the body what it's asking for to stop the inflammation process and modulate the immune system?
Amen. I love that. And what comes to my mind for a resource would be becoming superhuman, supernatural. Dr. Joe Dispenza. He talks a lot about,
oh my gosh,
that.
Yeah. The guys, as much as I've listened to as many of his podcasts and all of his teachings and stuff, I see people go into his trainings and they come out different because he teaches you how to dive deep into your breath work and dive deep into understanding yourself.
Yes.
Because that's what we really, at the end of the day, we don't even come with an owner's manual.
As a human, no.
We're born into this world to figure it out.
Figure it out.
And that's what your parents do. And whether they're young or old when they have you, they're still at figure it out phase.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted.
100%. And it's crazy to even think that in the process of trying to figure it out that you could even die from it. And the hard truth is you can die from it. If you don't really understand how to downregulate, self-regulate, self-evaluate, issues in the tissues, what do you need to do? My wife and I were always working on her, just breathe. I'm the more chill one. I have my moments. I'm not perfect,
right?
But majority of the time, I'm just the naturally just relaxed one,
right?
And I try to tell her over and over again. It's just and for y'all listening too, it's just you have the ability to control whatever you think to whatever situation, a horrible phone call, a bill, a car accident. I mean, we give these things meanings, and we then get upset with the person that we hit, or we get upset with ourselves, or we judge ourselves, or we're not good enough, or all these things. And it's just well, how does that make you feel? Are you committed to that? Do you really want to feel that way about yourself?
We give it an identity. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's really funny do you know that in most Hispanic cultures, I spent a ton of time in Mexico. I have a house down there, and I love the Yucatan. I love the people there. I love everything about it. It's my spot.
Okay.
And it's so funny. You don't see depression down there.
Really?
Yeah, it's not a thing. The kids are happier. They're playing outside, and even though they don't have the means and things that we think that you should have as a human, right? They may not have a fancy car or a Nintendo or a Sega or a PlayStation or whatever it is, right? They may not have all those things, but they're super happy having what they have.
Yeah,
they really are.
Less is more.
Yeah, and. But it's a teaching, right? And they don't put identity on things. But in the Spanish language, you don't say I am hungry. You don't say I am sad or I am happy. You say you have it. Yo tengo. I have this. I have this thing right now, which means you can get rid of that thing.
Interesting.
But our language, we say what? I am.
And those are two powerful words.
Very powerful. And if you look at the phonetics behind it, you're like, wait a minute. I just basically put a label on this thing that made my identity this.
Yeah.
So
I'm not good enough. I'm tired.
Right.
This, that, and other thing. That's why I have on me, I am word with the heart.
I love it.
And I got that from Paul Selleck. And I went through his 7-book series to a point where I actually chatted on me for life. Good reminder.
Yeah.
But it's so true that I don't know. It's interesting how it's and that's how it is. Wealth, abundance, all that stuff. It's like I've been really going down the rabbit hole of the detachment concept and just detaching from any type of preconceived notion of what needs to be or what you feel needs to happen in order for you to feel
a certain way. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, man, at the end of the day, it's just stuff, right?
It is.
It's just stuff. We have stuff that's emotional stuff. We have stuff that's physical stuff.
Yeah. And
if we look at it just like that, like if I lose this ring or lose my wallet or whatever it is, yeah, there's some things in there that I need, but can I get those again?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, granted, there's some things that can't be replaced, but they're always stuck in your memory. It's in your consciousness all the time. Yeah. So why would you label yourself with that?
Who said it? There was an individual, and maybe, you remember the comment or the quote. It was like, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between real physical or real emotional that you are manifesting. So like the car, the house, or whatever.
Sure.
If you could just feel that you already are sitting in the house or sitting in the car or taking the trip or with your dream partner, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, whoa, how would that feel? What would you be doing? What would you be smelling? And then your brain subconsciously would actually feel to a point where it's real.
Creates reality. So it's interesting that our perception of things or perspective, right? Can 100% become a reality. Same with any situation. If you have a disagreement or even something that was amazing for your life, your perspective or perception of that situation becomes the reality that you see. And therefore, that's your truth.
I love that. And that's exactly why I went down this rabbit hole with this type of experience. I don't want to call it a podcast, because I want to get away from that, and I want it to be considered more of an experience.
Sure.
Because I think that like all life is just little micro experiences.
Yeah.
Step by step, day by day. Like this is an intimate micro experience that y'all get to take a couple hours just to whoosah. Maybe you're at the gym right now. Maybe you're running. Maybe you're road trip, whatever it is, but you get to slow down. Like yesterday was Thanksgiving for everyone, right? And day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, actually, when this was being recorded.
When chaos ensues.
Yes, it's chaos. Everything's chaos right now. Yesterday we were going through the process. We talked a little bit before I got on air. I gave him a call, making sure we're checked in for the show today, and talking about some of the cooking you did, some of the cooking that I did. Yeah. And yeah, it's straight just chaos. I'm like, a flash went by. I'm like, what happened? I don't even remember. It was just like family, cooking, this, that,
Yeah, put it together, and then hopefully you rush, hustle, all the chaos ensues. That, the night before, the morning, you're trying to prepare everything. Because we went over to friends yesterday, and then I have family in town as well, and it's like how do we make all these things work? We have to drive there, we have to set all these things up, and then all of a sudden everyone gets there, and it's like, all right, you can just breathe a little bit. Now we get to eat our weight and whatever that is there.
Yes. And take that time for yourself and your family and everything else. And so, yeah, it was a good experience. I loved it. So let's get into, I want to rewind a little bit.
Sure.
So you went through the process and she did the snapping, snapped you out of your coughing. Now you're feeling better. So let's fast forward into what are you starting to do to change yourself first? Like, you're talking about how you're changing eating habits, you're starting to explore more before you get to the clinic and where you're, obviously now helping many. And I can't wait to the end of the show, because we have an experience at the end of the show as well for you, because we like to keep you on your toes. Yeah. So what were you doing at the beginning stages to work on yourself?
I mean, I found some different really interesting modalities. I love vibroacoustics. I love the thought and the process behind it. I think that vibration is a wonderful language of the body.
Yeah.
We all talk about like, oh, it's a good vibe here, it's a good vibe there. Well, there's a reason we say that. And vibrations at like 40 hertz have been studied for years and years and years about how it can truly modulate like stem cells and change your biology and all of these things. And if you vary those frequencies from like 7 hertz all the way up to 20,000 hertz, and they're even using further past that, like 100,000 hertz to destroy cancer.
Wow.
Like concentrated frequencies at 100,000 hertz can destroy a tumor.
Whoa. Did we just cure cancer? I don't know, but that's amazing.
I actually found a guy that I met a guy at a conference that that was creating this technology. And Dr. Steven Swartz, I'll give him a little plug real fast from Vibe.
Let's go. Vibe, what's up? You one of these?
Yeah. So they are, it's a great company. We have several of their products in the clinic. I just love them. And so I started using that daily, and then combined that with a couple other things like some light therapy from Roxiva. And, I'm just giving some plugs out here. Rafaela, get out to you,
Let's
bro.
go. Shout out.
So I was using that daily, and I was like, man, this is magical. I'm able to escape and feel like I got rest.
Really?
Before I was go, all the time. I've owned multiple business throughout my lifetime, been a serial entrepreneur, done everything from, I had construction business from when I was really young all the way through life pretty much. And until I moved into doing more science. And man, it was just like, I never rested. I never stopped. I would go from horizontal to vertical. When I woke up in the morning, I would feel like I was missing something.
Interesting.
All the time. And it was a strange, like that level of consciousness around it. My spirit was never settled,
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was just, I wasn't fully settled, like happy where I was in my situation as far as like marriage and all the things and business and whatever else. I strove really hard. I was trying to do all these things. It was all like a try. But what was interesting is as soon as I kind of calmed things down and went through the divorce and all the crazy things that go along with that, and you're just like, man, I need to find some time and space to breathe.
Yeah.
And I need something to help me get there. And I found that, and it really worked. I could drop in 11 minutes and feel like I'd gone on a journey, and I needed it.
Wow. That is amazing. And I feel like so many people get caught up in the doing.
Yeah.
That they forget that you don't really need to do. Like, you just need to be sometimes.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you just had that time for being. And then did you feel that, like, wow, like that gave that to you, that inner peace that you're looking for?
Yeah. I've always been like, I'm Sagittarius, so I'm always on fire. Like all the time. Like I've always been like mover shaker.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop me. Say it can't be done, I'll show you why it can't. Like I'll show you if it can, or if it can, I'll show you why.
Okay.
So I've been that person.
Yeah.
And it was, man, I was able to just relax for the first time and just be, like you said.
Yeah.
And so many times we just need that. We just need that level of self-connection because we spend so much time. If we're parents, I have 3 kids. They're all almost grown, and my youngest is 16, soon to be 17, and then they're 19 and 22. So my daughter's 22, my son's 19.
Wow.
And grateful for children. Don't get me wrong. Grateful for children. They could be no bigger blessing in my life. I'm telling you right now.
Amen.
But
I love that. Congratulations.
Yeah. But you spend so much time taking care of them.
Yeah.
Either physically or financially or emotionally. And it vacillates between all those all the time. That you leave very little room for ourselves.
Yeah.
And self-care, I found out, is not selfish, right? It's not at all. It's like, look, if you make those boundaries in your life where you say, look, I need this time, even if it's 5-10 minutes, I need this little bit of time to just do me. So that I can handle the rest of the day and be the best to show up for the people that love me in my life. That changed everything.
It's like charging the batteries.
Yeah. You have to recharge them.
Have to. Because yesterday I felt like, as maybe you can relate to this, and Thanksgiving, right? Like, how much do you give?
Yeah.
And I felt that yesterday. And then after giving, I felt like today, like a sense of like drain, right? And so can you give me a little pour me? What is it? A warm me up, my wife says?
Warm you up?
Yeah. And so I felt this sense of drain. And because of that, it was like, whoa, today, and today Fridays are for me, I work out Monday through Thursday, and Fridays is a day to do the cold. So I'll do I'll do the cold, I'll do the compression, I'll do the stretching, I'll do the cardio, I'll do the sauna.
Sure.
Typically, my Fridays, and every morning I do either the Wim Hof breathing, or I'll try some other modality type breathing exercises, and I'll show you the red light little panel that I have that I sit in front of over in the gym.
Nice.
It's every single morning. So I need that me time as well. And how many out there, comment, give us some, are you needing some me time and not giving yourself just like Alvin said 10 minutes.
Yeah, take it. You have to have it because your body you can never give out of an empty cup, right? And if you do, keep in mind that what you give is leftovers.
Yep.
It's not the excess. And we give out of the excess when our cup runs over. Bible. I mean people are Bible people out there, but I study deep into all religions, and I really believe that God's there for us, right? That we really can give out of that cup that runneth over.
Amen.
And when that happens, people get the sweetness. They get the good stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're not taking care of yourself, the people that you love so much that you're trying to take care of, they only get leftovers. And I don't give my friends the leftovers. I'm like, man, they give me the good stuff.
Yeah.
My friends and my family, I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
The first part. Right?
I want the full enchilada.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. And that's where like Wednesday, I was like, all right, team, like we're going to hiatus the meetings. We'll talk next Wednesday. Like, I knew in preparation for hosting Thanksgiving, and then even like before we even had our podcast, I check in with all the team just for like 30 minutes, just check in. Mentor, how are you doing? Type status. No company, no SOPs, no nothing. Just how are you?
Yeah.
And I just felt like, I was like, Gia, let's just meet next week. Yeah. I already felt like a lot of my energy. And then I knew this is a sense of kind of meditation for me. This is not work. This is just chill conversation. We're just having to record it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of why I look at this. And I'm right there with you because who out there is pouring from an empty cup? And hopefully if you're watching this right now, this is your sign. This is your catalyst. Like, make a change.
Yeah. It's okay. You have permission to take care of yourself. Do not forget that. You have permission to take care of yourself. You just have to listen because you feel it. Like when we don't take good care of ourselves throughout our day, there's like a tugging right there at your heart, and you'll feel like, oh man, something's going on. That's just the sense and the feeling that you need to be taking better care of yourself.
100%. I love that. One thing that comes up for me, and this is kind of like a light switch, when you said that, is like, I just love the idea of self-evaluation. I just love it. I love self-evaluation. I love looking in the mirror. I love looking at what's coming up. Why is it coming up? What do I need to do differently? And I feel like when you can be on a journey of, the best word I could think of right now is self-discovery.
Yeah.
It's such a cool journey, dude.
It is, man. It
is just like, what? Like, I just learned this new thing or whatever. And it's interesting. Like, I like to look at things as like, not that things happen to you, but for you. And if I look at it like everything happens for you for a reason, then I go deeper from like, So in the background, y'all can't hear this, but there's some music playing in the background. I found a YouTube channel. And it was like the universe, God, call it what you will, just like handed me this. It's all affirmations. It's all high vibe shit. Yeah. And I like to have something in the back as I'm working. And it almost like, it's like programming.
Yeah.
I'm always programming my brain all the fucking time.
Yeah. It's good.
Always. And, and if you follow me on stories, you watch my story, I'm always programming other people's minds. It's always positive. It's always upbeat. Yeah. I'm always moving forward. And it's for a higher purpose that I don't have all the answers to, but I just have a calling.
Yeah.
So you just keep going down that journey and you're like, all right.
Well, you're creating the frequency within you, and your body has this really cool stuff. Here's a little biology for you.
Ooh.
Did you know that your body has a system specifically made to tune in and receive and send out messages to other people that's not verbal?
Ooh.
So in all the tissue and all the connective tissue, you have this really interesting thing called the microtubules and microfilaments. Right? So they look like little pills attached to kind of like the nervous system, but it's more created in like the fascia, that layer between the skin, fat, and muscle, right? Okay. The nervous system runs through it. So whenever you create a frequency within you and you're like, oh man, that person has a good vibe. I like that guy or like that lady or whatever it is. That's your system's primordial like tool.
Yeah.
To reach out to those people and receive those messages from them. And also like it processes it, and it processes it through your nervous system, which is attached to your what? To your brain. Inside your brain, the HPA axis, the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis. Okay. That's like the crossroads of all the activation of your hormones.
Wow.
So hormones are activated. You get dopamine release, serotonin, all the things that make you happy and feel good. Right?
Yeah.
So you can modulate your system just by being around people that are high vibration, that have the same energy, that are creating the same type of life that you want to be in.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, your vibe creates your tribe. Like,
that's it. Yeah.
You know, and it's so true. And that's also kind of why it's, you know, kind of like the show too, because I get to be around individuals where, you know, we're busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not every day you get to just sit in a room and have a conversation for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So you might as well record it and give back and share it with the world.
Yeah.
Right. Cause you know, it's not just 2 hours. Like shit, you drove an hour here, 2 hours in the show, an hour back, 4 hours of your time. You know, I want to make sure that like I'm doing the best I can to not just serve the audience, but serve you and for you to have an experience. So then when you leave, like, you get a fucking upgrade, dude. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that's it's the transfer. And I was watching something on YouTube, and this is shit I like to watch. And it was just like, there's a bunch of just YouTubers, whatever. These guys are just stupid rich. And they're just rich kids, you know, or young adults, whatever. And there's, you know, I got friends that buy me like, you know, $150,000 watch. It's like, you know, they just buy each other these crazy watches, and it's just a vibe situation. And the one guy is a watch dealer, and he has friends, and his guy's name is Steve Will Do It. And this guy is just outlandish dude, and he does sport betting and whatever else. And yeah, he's like, bought this iced out watch for his watch guy who sells watches for a living, you know. And then now he's like, oh, I got to buy my friend something back. You know, and it's just like, whether it's a physical thing that you're like physically giving someone something, or it's a nonverbal, like you said, you know, it's all just transfer of energy, man. And it's nice.
Totally is. Well, there's a reason why you can sense when you walk into a room with people, you're like, oh, wow, it feels different in here. That system is constantly working for you. I mean, it's the previous model to a computer chip.
Got it.
Read, write, receive, right?
I love that. Interesting. Okay. Okay.
And all things in nature and all things in the world were created from our strategic biology. Like everything in the world was built off of how cells work.
Wow. That's so interesting. I love that. And the first thing that comes to my mind is that, you know, like when you walk into a house, and depending on the house, I remember just growing up in environments that weren't the most friendly environments, because you have someone out there, your family, you have siblings, whatever. And like, you'll walk into a house and like, there's no like respect. It's like you walk in, they're going through a feud, there's yelling in the house.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're there or not. Yeah. You're like, what is going on right now? Oh, mom and dad are fighting. It's all good. Just give it another 10, 15 minutes. They'll just get past it. Like, that was like what I grew up in.
Yeah.
You know, and for now, because I have my own space, I'm like, no, I want to create the most safest, most inviting, most mutual respected type place.
Sure. To
the point where I'm going to have 3 Airbnbs and then just invite strangers over. We literally talked about that. You're like, you just like chaos or what, dude? Like, we just had a guest check in today, and she's like, where do I do the laundry? I'm like, oh, it's over there. Yeah, it's a residential / commercial house. Welcome to the Kinseys.
Love it, man.
It's fucking not normal at all. But what is normal anyways, right? Call us crazy, but eventually this house is going to be self-sufficient, and then we'll go buy another one. And then this will just Airbnbs, whatever. And this is a co-op, you know, office now. Who knows? Whatever. It's just stuff.
Well, it's a jam though, because honestly, you learn so much from people that you don't know.
Oh my God.
You get so much like cross-referenced information, and then also like where they came from, what they do, how they think about things. And when you can look at that, you're like, oh, wow, the human perspective, right? Because that's their reality, no matter good, bad, and different. And that's, of course, is your perception of whatever it is, right? That's creating your reality.
100%.
Oh, that's just different than what I grew up with.
Yeah.
Not wrong, just different.
Yeah.
So
I 100% agree. Like literally Kathleen was just like, yeah. So, and a lot of people do this to me or for me, whatever. They just open up. So she's like, yeah, you know, I lost my husband a few years ago. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that. And then she's like, my son's out here. He'll probably come over a little bit later. And then she's like, you know, I don't want to smoke in the house. Where can I smoke? Oh, there's a smoking spot in the backyard. No big deal. She's like, yeah, I picked it up when my husband passed away. I needed something. Yeah. So she's stress smoking and whatnot. She's like, yeah, maybe one day I'll quit smoking, you know. And there's going to be said how like certain people you'll be around, you don't have to say anything, but you feel comfortable around them. And then like my wife's and I intention is to like do the best we can to like be of service. So of course, maybe she quits smoking after the next month and she'll be here, or who knows what. But we just want to have that safe space where people could be like, can open up and say what they need to say. And then you never know how you'll impact. Like, we had a family here 2 weeks ago, and the son was doing soccer. He wants to be a soccer professional player. And apparently the parents were, they're, I think, going through something. I don't know exactly what. They're talking about giving us a tip. Like, a tip? What are you talking about? But they gave us like the best review ever. Yeah. And so they were enjoying the pool, enjoying all the amenities, whatever else. And so we want to help people even raise their vibe.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so then after the fact, she was just like, thank you so much. And the son likes cars, so right for the GTR. And then they played a team that night, and apparently they won and all these things. And she's like, yeah, you really helped like boost my son's morale and stuff like that. Like to me, like, that's legacy.
Yeah, it truly is, man. That's the thing that we get to pass down. I want to do a TED Talk. I
could see you on TED Talk stage.
I love to stand up on a TED Talk stage and I have this subject I want to talk about.
Okay.
And the name of it is going to be No One Remembers the Rich People.
Ooh.
Because the legacy that's passed down, if it's financial,
always
can fade.
Amen to that. And when you do, you gotta let me know, and I want to watch you.
Yeah,
I want to watch you live. That'd be freaking badass.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Dude, it's all about like, how do we pass down something that can truly be replicated over and over again? So we have a couple of commodities, we have resources, and we have time. Okay, and we always trade one for the other, always.
Yeah.
So, and we can make more resources every day. But I have been looking and looking and looking on Alibaba, and they don't make time.
Alibaba.
You buy everything on Alibaba, right?
Yeah, they do. I love that. I got some stuff on the way already. Dude, it's so true.
Yeah, but it's like, man, your health is that piggy bank that you can throw just, even if it's just cents into, or if it's a lot of cents into, but it turns into fruition. That's one thing that you gain wisdom, you gain abilities, you gain longevity. All of those things come from sticking money into that piggy bank, or sticking resources into that piggy bank.
Yeah.
And you get to pass it down to your kids or the people that you love.
100%. And that's why I feel like it goes back to what you said earlier, like having that time, even if it's 10 minutes to be like, have that self-reflection, self-evaluations, is just time for self. And you just take that 10 minutes. There's something to be said about, not just because it gives you more energy to then give to those to create more of how you want to be remembered as part of your legacy, but I also feel like it has a sense of slowing down time.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I'm saying? Because then you could really be able to almost like you separate it really for a second. You're like, okay, and it's not even that you have to like digest all the shit that you already did today, or it's just time just to slow down. And then it's like, it breaks up the day. Like for me, like I'll take my morning, and then I'll have my lunch, and then I'll take a little nap. I have 2 male orange tabby cats. Vincent, he's probably upstairs. He takes a little nap with me. That's like my midday break.
Nap friend.
And then I'll wake up, and then I'll have my second half because my team's in the Philippines. So then they get started around 1:30, 2 o'clock. So I think that's good point for everyone out there. Take that time, so you can show up better for others, but then also kind of slow down time, because like you said, like when you just go, before you know it, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm 60. What happened?
Yes. And so many people say that.
I heard it last night.
Yeah.
79-year-old, my dad's new wife's friend, Monica, she's bank. She was like bank manager with her.
Sure.
Met this lady, and apparently she wasn't feeling so good, so didn't know if she was going to come, but she showed up yesterday, and that came up. And the one thing that comes up for me is I never want to be the person that says at 70, 80, 90 or whatever to say like, oh my God, I just flashed by in like a flash. Because I feel like when you set intentions and you're intentional, and every single thing that you do is almost like premeditated. Yeah. Like a vision board, mind movie, what have you. But then you go through the process, and then you're like, wow. And then you can look back and be like, fuck yeah, I did all that shit.
Yeah. I want to be that guy who dreams fast and lives slow.
Ooh, one of those. I like that. All right. So let's I like this. It's like we're like pausing, going deeper into a subject. Pause. Okay. Back to the story. So you're taking the 10 minutes, and so you're doing these different modalities. And so you're getting that time to self.
Yeah.
Now what's happening? Like what's starting to transpire from this? You're like, oh my God, there's something here for others, or like, let's set up a shop. Like,
so I was, I was waiting on a few things to kind of occur financially. And
okay.
I was like, I know that this is going to be something that really I can propel, into like a dream or a business that I can love, something I can really love, like deep, that soul love, you know?
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to, my uncle asked me a quick question. He was like, when I was 18 years old, he's like, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to be an anesthesiologist.
Ooh.
And he was like, why?
Yeah.
It's like, 'cause I want to help people.
Okay.
And Linda's really transformed that help word for me into support. Like, I want to support people, because when you're helping someone, it's like you're helping someone because they're deficient.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
When you're supporting them because they have the power to do it on their own.
Ooh, I like that. I never thought about it like that. Okay.
Yeah. So now we support people. So in that vision, I woke up, I've had a couple of really profound visions in my life. And, one of them was this vision of the clinic. And what do I want to put in there? What do I want to create? So I just had this, like, I woke up in cold sweats and I was like, that's it. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to build. So I searched around and found the right space at the right place. And it was all like serendipitous, right? My landlord at my space currently, God love him, great guy, loved David to death. But he had no trust that a vision that I had would make it.
Interesting.
And I was like, oh, that's wild. That my lack of trust runs me into people that also have that same lack of trust.
Look in the mirror, y'all.
Right? So when things, like, it's my perception of things is also a reflection of myself and other people, right?
Yep. So
I meet this guy and I'm like, all right, tell him my vision. He's like, oh, that won't work. So you're going to have to pay me 6 months rent up front. And I was like, tell me I can't. I'll roll the dice on that bet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did it.
Okay.
I rolled the dice on the bet.
All right. I like that. All right.
I went in and I remodeled the space. I did everything that I could by myself, as far as, like, it's full of carpet, had all these things, it had not been a clean space necessarily, as far as, like, because parking lots and things like that, and people come in and out, and it's just dirty. It's just fact, but it wasn't clinic ready. So I have some really good videos of my dogs and I carrying out the carpet of this place.
Oh my God.
And I have a Malinois and a little English Springer Spaniel, and they love to tug on things. So I was like, what a great idea. That I was tearing the carpet up. The dogs grabbed it. I was like, oh, ingenious. I have 2 helpers that don't eat much and don't need to be paid other than hugs and pets.
Perfect.
So it's great. Yeah. So we have those resources, right? So
yeah.
I had the time, I had the resources. I didn't have an exorbitant amounts of money. So I was like, well, let's use what we have to get what we want. So me and the dogs tore out the carpet mostly. And I had a couple of friends come along the way and kind of help out some too.
Yeah. But how fun was that though? I can imagine fun
so
times.
Much fun. I have some quality, like I said, quality content over those dogs.
Yeah.
But we got it all torn out. I remodeled a bunch of things inside, built a few little, like not full walls, but partition walls, painted things, did flooring. And it was just like this group effort between me and friends, basically, that made it all come together. And I knew I wanted to put a hyperbaric in, so I dove in and tried to find, like, well, how do I want to create this thing? So found a model that was close, modified it to fit, and then got that right. And then I've been working on some red light therapy stuff and trying to find ways. I built a tool basically to attach frequencies on the electrical systems, so you could program frequencies into an electrical flow.
Wow.
And since LED lights are programmable, fascinating little computer chips, right? We can pre-program a signal that's going into that light and it'll transfer it through the diode.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, this is great.
Oh.
It's going to be fantastic.
What is that? What was that guy? Weird Eye, the science guy.
Bill Nye?
Yeah, Bill Nye, the science guy.
So, but I've always been that guy who created things. I've always had like, I never took my dad was that same guy, right?
Yeah.
Even though as tumultuous as growing up was, it wasn't always bad, right? Because he was this masterful, uneducated engineer. Mm-hmm. And he could do anything. It was just nuts. You always feel like your dad can do anything, right? Even as a kid, like, oh, my dad can do anything. But he really could. He would do calculations that I never thought possible with it just in his mind. I was like, he'd tell you the displacement. And if you told him the displacement and the duration on the cam and the lift on it, like, he would tell you how many horsepower it could possibly create. And he could tell you the torque based upon the crank. And I was like, how? How do you do that? And he could just spit it out, and it just made sense to him, right? But I grew up with a lathe, I grew up with all these things, so I was always creating stuff anyway. But so we built this bed, programmed it, turned out fantastic, right? I was like, okay, now what's next? So I was like, I know we need like massage therapy. So I got these 5D massage chairs that will really create that experience for you. And then I went in and I was like, okay, we need vibroacoustics, but I can't just have vibroacoustics. So vibroacoustics, if you guys don't know, it's just vibrational frequencies played inside like a mat or like a bed. And it pushes those frequencies up to the bottom and then activates your cellular biology. Okay, so you play music in your ears as well. So you're getting it a couple of different directions. So to trick the body into healing, you need to hit it from like 10 different directions. I say that all the time. So I built like a cocoon in the clinic that you got in.
Yeah. Badass.
Yeah. And it has quartz crystals all around to create like an energy portal. And I wanted to bring the outside in. So I put these like covers over all the lighting to kind of look like sky. Right. And then created like a healthy light space inside there. And it's super chill. As soon as you walk in, it's like, oh, I can sleep in here. Yeah. I can rest. And everyone does. Chill. Everyone, even 10, if you're in the vibroacoustic room for 10 to 15 minutes, I walk around the corner and check on you and your mouth is open most of the time.
Night, little baby.
Yeah. So, wow. And with all those things, the vibroacoustics, the hyperbaric and the light therapy and then all the other modalities we use to kind of modulate your emotions and to look at your cellular function. I was like, this is transformational. And everything I knew in my heart, I was like, everything here has to be transformational. Otherwise it won't work. Someone has to walk in here and be like, wow. Everything has to be a wow.
Yeah.
Like, that
100%.
Like it was really funny when back to that story about the energy clearing lady. I get on with her and she was like, at the end of our call, she was like, everything that you do in this life, everything has to be a hell fuck yes. And if it's not,
let's go.
It's a no.
And I have to say, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. It's like, fuck that. It needs to be at the nines.
Yeah.
The way you show up, the way that you the experience, the energy delivery, the way that you give that person that white glove, red carpet experience.
Yeah. Everyone deserves to be treated well, man. They really do.
Oh, hell yeah.
They do. And when you treat them that way, it shows a level of love that most people have not seen in so long or ever seen, really.
Ever. People are like amazed. They're like, what? Like they just don't quite comprehend whether it's a situation of like, Airbnb, strangers in your house. They're like, what? And that's just with everything. Cause I just feel like, you know what? Like, it's like Monopoly. And I always revert back. If your circle doesn't inspire you, don't have a circle, you have a cage. And I love that saying. When I first seen it, I just had to get that freaking Monopoly artwork because it's like, dude, you're only going to like get it back.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
When you show up that way.
Because guess what you're doing? You're creating your frequency. You're creating a higher vibration in your frequency that other people see.
Yeah. Yeah.
That your body understands.
Because I'll give you an example, like going a little bit deeper, for perspective for us.
Yeah.
I went to your space. Now you're here. We talked about the beginning of the show. Now you're in this space. And like the transfer of spaces it's a different experience, but the same vibe.
Yeah.
Exact same vibe, exact same type of like just love, care, you know, transfer of energy, just in a different space in a different way.
Yeah.
Which is just so cool.
Yeah, I love that, man.
It's fucking badass.
Yeah, I knew when I walked in there, I was like, oh, yeah, this is chill.
Yeah. We're decorating for Christmas. That's why I have the Christmas shit on right now with the red hat and all that. Just FYI, the wife's all about it. So,
yeah.
And she actually got on me a little bit. She's like, what? You have meetings on Friday right after Thanksgiving? Why'd you do that for? Blah, blah, blah. So FYI, I'm not going to do meetings anymore after freaking Thanksgiving. I'm still working on my schedule here. So feel special. But
appreciate that.
Yeah, it's good. You're going to be our last Friday guests for Black Friday after the Thanksgiving. But, you know, it's all good. The vibe's there. And, you know, I helped out and she already knows. She's like, all right, you're going to get to this point and then you're going to kind of trickle off a little bit. Cause she's like, her whole family is always next level with decorations and everything else and holidays. And I never really had that. So I'm going through a new transformation of this process. So I'm adapting. Which is cool. Love you, honey.
Yeah.
Back to the show. So
it's always good though to get stretched, right? Because we need to be stretched.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the thing that I was missing in my life is I was never fully I was never stretched in a relationship.
Oh yeah, she stretches me.
You know, which is phenomenal. When someone shows up and especially when they show up in your world and they don't judge you for your shortcomings, you're just like, I see this and I know this. And this is your trauma speaking. And that's what Linda did for me. And I was like, oh man. All right.
I try to walk out, dude. I try to walk out.
100%.
And she literally was like, you're not going anywhere. I was like, what?
Yeah.
She's like, no. She's like, I see you. I was like, what?
You're like, oh crap.
I'm like, she's like, yeah, you're not going nowhere. Cause I remember we had a tough conversation. I was about to walk out and she's like, no, she's like, we're supposed to be together. There's more here. You're not going nowhere. And this is after she friend zoned me and that type of shit. And then you're too short, you're too young, all that shit. And then I gave in and then it was just like, I'm out of here. And she's like, nope.
Yeah, that's the thing. Linda and I were friends for well over a year. And
oh, wow.
Like she was actually trying to sell me.
Really?
Yeah. So she was, not physically, but
I know, right?
But she was so she worked for the Vibroacoustics company that I was looking into buying the product from.
Yeah.
And I met her at a conference, the next conference actually, there in Dallas, and she was constantly trying to sell me. She was like, "You were the hardest sell ever, you know." And I said, "Yeah, I do my research, and I really want to know that the product is going to meet my expectations before I purchase something." And then we chatted, of course, you know, either every week or every couple of weeks or a month or whatever. And she was all over the world. And then I came down to Mexico to come hang out with her for my birthday because it was like, I was just leaving a relationship and I needed something, you know, I needed something else and needed some recharge time. So I was like, she's like, come to Mexico, come to Tulum. It'll be great. I was like, okay. I've been to Tulum before. I love Tulum. It's fun.
Wow.
So I go down, we spend my birthday. She, you know, she did something really cool where she got this massive fish ordered and we had it on the beach and it was like super cool.
Wow.
It was like the sun that's going down. It was a nice situation. Right. And I felt really at peace. Like I felt right. Like I felt good.
Wow.
I felt really peaceful. Like our friendship had developed into something that was really solid.
Yeah.
And I love that because so many times we jump into those situations where like, you know, I'm striving to kind of meet the connection. And I've had, of course, you know, I've had great connections throughout my life.
Yeah.
Of course. But not someone who was like constantly like I was silly putty, stretching me, saying, you can grow more. You have more potential. You can.
Wow.
You can actually, she's like, you have the ability. I believe in you.
Wow.
And all the time, she tells me how much she appreciates me, how much she believes in me.
That's amazing.
Like, man, if you don't have that in your life, you're doing the wrong thing.
Dude, we're the opposite. So like, I'm the one that telling like her and I'm stretching her and I'm like, you need to get 5 to 10 orders a day, honey. Let's go. Like, let's make it happen. And she saw way back when she's like, yeah, I know. She's like, I already know. And so now I'm supplementing her income because she was supplementing my income, and she was making more as a teacher, and then she quit teaching, and then now she's doing tea full time. And shout out residenttea.com. Check it out. And so yeah, I'm right there with you. And I think that it goes either way, you know?
It does. And it's always, so a good relationship is never just one direction, right? It's always that Rochambeau, right? A little, it's a trade-off all the time because your 100% today doesn't have to look like it did yesterday.
No, definitely
neither does your partner's.
Definitely not.
You know, and when you understand that, like, man, like it's different today. Different is good.
Yeah.
So we get a new realm to dive into, a new perspective. It's a new adventure.
Yeah, and it's interesting too. Good book, 5 Love Languages. You should probably download that book and understand the 5.
Yes,
because I'm definitely affirmations, and she's definitely acts of service. And then she stretches me because I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta go. That's acts of service. Got it. All right. And then she's like, yesterday I told her today, I was like, thank you. Thank you for the affirmations yesterday during Thanksgiving with all the things I did, and you actually giving me because she's not affirmations at all.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, I am the touchy-feely, like, you know, girly one, I guess you could say. I'll be a man about it. And she's like not in tune with her feelings like that as much.
Sure.
So I'm over here like, you know, that hurts and shit. What? Like, not exactly, but I'm being extreme here. But yeah,
it helps us grow, though, right? If you're not the super huggy, lovey type, then many times there's something that's happened.
Yeah.
You know, there's something that's happened.
Yeah.
That because as pack animals, as we are as humans, we need that connection time.
Yeah. We
need to be around our tribe. We need to be on our pack, right? And if we're not feeling that vibe, then we're always holding on to something, right? Which is always a little bit of fear.
Yeah.
So, and I honestly, I lived my whole life with a lot of that, like a lot of fear. As much as I would push forward, and like everything I did was 100% forward, never behind, always forward. When I got a divorce, my world just thrashed. It was like it just shredded, like someone sent it through a paper shredder. No joke. And I was fighting to hold on to my kids. I was fighting to hold on to my relationship. And I had this I was telling you about, I had a couple of really crazy visions in my life. Well, it was weird. I'd broken my heel in 7 places. I was at home. I couldn't walk.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I've always been an overachiever, right? And we were working on a construction project. In my construction company, we were doing this really custom rock work and this custom staining on the outside of this house. Doing some cool shutters and just tricking it out, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And we had one more thing to do. We had to seal some rock on these dormers on the outside of this house. And I drove out 17 miles outside of town to go out there and go fix these things real quick. Just 20 minutes, right?
No big deal.
Oh, probably, yeah, it's going to be fast. I'm going to hop up there real fast.
Yeah.
Get it done. So I set the ladder up. Don't tie it off. Just run up real quick. Start sealing all this rock. Well, on the way back down off the roof, it starts hailing.
Oh, shit.
So I run back up on the roof, and I'm hiding under the overhang of this dormer. And the water's flowing so aggressively that I'm being washed off. So I'm like, oh, crap, it's getting slick. So I was like, well, I slipped. And then I slid down the edge of the roof, and I kicked the ladder on the way down. I didn't have it tied off, of course.
Oh, shit.
So it went down. I couldn't see it because the edge of the roof was like 13, 14 feet, to the ground. So I shimmied my way back up, and I'm contemplating in my mind, okay, how do I get off this roof the easiest way without falling? So I was like, well, I'm pretty strong. I think I can jump off this thing.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'll just jump off it. I took martial arts pretty much my whole adult life. And I thought, well, I'll just jump and stretch, and then I'll break fall on the way down and roll out of it. It's gonna be great. Well, when I jumped, the ladder was there. And it's like spread legs, break knees, put knees together, try to break the rungs on the ladder. Yeah, I think I'm strong enough I can do that. Bad choice. I severely bruised my right foot, broke my left heel. So I was inoperable for about 4 months. Could not walk. I was like hands and knees. I could get on crutches finally after about a month and a half and kind of scoot around some.
Holy shit.
But I had this vision, right? And I get woken up. It's always strange. It's always sweats, right? I get woken up by these sweats.
Yeah.
And and I was in this river, and it was flowing against me. And I had this huge, like an anchor chain off of a boat, and all the people in my life that I loved were hanging onto this anchor chain. And I was dragging them against the current of the river. And the river was like this beautiful purple. Yeah. And on the sides of the river, it was just brown and like nasty, kind of a gray, like it was winter time, you know? And I didn't understand it. I had no idea. I was like, what does that mean? You know, am I forcing things? Am I doing too much? What am I doing? Like, but I was always real headstrong, right? I was like, I just got to get it done no matter what. And then I went through, I kind of figured out that I wasn't really good at especially intimate relationships. So, ironically enough, my ex-wife referred me to this program that was in Dallas, Texas called Pathways. And it was originally started by Dr. Phil, actually. Yeah. So I went down there, and it's since separated from him, but it still has the same premise. And I went down there, and you go down like for like a week and a half, and then you come back on the weekends, right, for 4 months. Yeah. And truly changed my life. Wow. Truly changed my life. It taught me tools to move forward in life and to deal with not just business relationships and personal relationships, but just with everything. Wow. You know, and the last night I was there, the night before I graduated, I had a vision again, and I wake up and I'm like, it's that same vision, just a little different. I'm walking down this river again, but it's not flowing as hard. And if you've ever fly fished before, if you pick your feet up a little bit in the river, it'll kind of carry you down a little bit, but it's not so strong that it like rushes you away. Yeah. But I look in the bottom of this river, and the chain was broken. Wow. And in the bottom of the river, it said peace, like really huge letters said peace. Wow. And all those people that I loved so much were on the banks of that river, and they were just like, it was green and lush and flowers, and they were all having a good time. Wow. And I was like, oh, that's it, man. I just needed to stop pushing so hard. And I just needed to be and settle in and find my groove, because I was always guilty of doing everything. You know, and probably being that everything for everyone. Yeah. Being that rock. Or at least trying to be. Yeah, or at least trying to be. Now, of course, we all fall short, because I wish that I was like that powerful at some point, but I wasn't, you know, and I fell short a lot. Wow. But at least I was like, I thought, man, I just have to do more. Yeah. Just need to do, if I just do a little bit more, it'll tip the scales, and this will change it. And this will be the net. It'll be like what I've always searched for. This is how I help people. This is how I do it. This is the thing. Yep. But the problem with doing so many things is you're never focused. And it scatters you so thin. So it's like you're spreading each one of these great qualities of your life. Yeah. In little tiny pieces. And when you come together, you're crazy powerfully strong, right? But it's just like a shotgun shell, right? Like one BB won't necessarily do the job. No. You need to be concentrated like a slug. And if you're concentrated like a slug, you can push through walls, right? Yep. You can do all sorts of things. Exactly. So I was just like, man, that was what I was doing wrong. Wow. I was always striving for so much more, because I thought that, man, if I could just do all these things and make all this work, then I could pass down a legacy to my kids. Interesting. No, you know, congratulations. And that's so powerful. And what comes to mind for me is that, like, we're all here to grow, and that could be personally, professionally, spiritually, like from a soul level. Right. We're here to grow. I think some are here, and it's interesting. It's like a pattern. I'm seeing like our parents, you know, baby boomers, a bit more, not all, just some, from my perspective, maybe more than less, are a little bit more just maybe not as open to certain things, maybe call it woo-woo, right. Aliens, you're full of shit. And, you know, right. It's fine. Totally understandable. Yeah. And I feel like we're now as a species, and, you know, I think there's not all, but, you know, more or less, I guess, in my life, because it's all I focus on. Yeah. You know, it's
like us. And so it's, we're here to grow. And I feel like the more that you're open-minded to the possibility of that opportunity to grow, the more you can achieve it and enjoy it and have it now.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it over and over. It's like the definition of sanity. Same thing over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Expecting a different outcome. And this goes to show, I have like the family members on my wife's side, my side as well. And it's like, dude, Monopoly is a fun game. Yeah. We're living like that. This is a Monopoly. You can have whatever you want, do whatever you want, be whoever you want. So why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, why think that it's only in your dreams? Why is it just your imagination when you're a child? So kudos to you for taking on and really embodying the things that you've embodied. And I could tell because you as an aura and just a spirit, as a being, as a person, like you give off this type of vibe that's just very like advanced. Like you could tell, like you're an advanced being, advanced spirit, advanced person who's like done the work. And obviously there's more to do.
Always.
You just done enough
right
to get to a point where now it's just like, what are you up to?
Right.
What are you doing in life? What like, I want to have a conversation, you know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, hour and a half, like no problem. It's, I don't know. So kudos to you, man. And, that's awesome that
it takes
through that.
The crazy thing is it never comes easy, man.
Oh my God.
You think that, you hear all these people's story, like, gosh, all these people that are influencers online and Grant Cardone and all these people, like, all you have to do is this quick system and this, that, and the other, and just take this one test or do this one thing and it'll all be different for you. I'm here to tell you right now, in the great words of C.T. Fletcher, have you ever seen that guy?
Yep.
The strongest man. You never heard of that guy?
Yeah.
He says it in one of his videos. He's like, 5 minute this, 5 minute that, 10 minute that is all bullshit.
Yep.
Get in there, do the hard work. I don't care if it's that time of the month. If you don't feel like it, if you didn't wake up well, it's still your set.
Yep.
And it always is. And and you choose it, right? The great thing about this wonderful world we live in, man, is we get to choose it. Like, and all these people that bellyache about all these problems in the world and all these things, like, look, we woke up, man. I have a patient right now, and man, this guy, he's an inspiration.
Really?
Yeah, he's like almost 7 feet tall.
Wow.
Big Polynesian man.
He's not fitting in your shit, dude.
Dude, he does.
He does fit?
He does.
Wow.
He does fit. So it's crazy. Like, his name is Tinny.
Okay.
And Tinny walks in, and he comes in twice a week. And he's like, man, I got your information from a friend of mine that came in and said you helped him. And I would love to see if you can help me too. I was like, man, let's look and see what's going on, and we'll go from there. How about that? Fair?
Serve.
And he says, well, I got some health conditions, and I thought he was walking a little bit like odd, but he's a big man. So I was like, shoot, he's a big dude.
He will watch you when you walk in too.
Yeah, I do. I like everyone that comes in. I look, I'm like, something's going on. I don't know why it is or how it is, but I just sense it.
Yeah. Intuitive.
I feel it. And it's like I feel it deep into my core for some reason. And I'm like, interesting. Something's going on here, right? I don't know that I'm not one of those people that go, oh yes, it's your, L3 vertebrae with this and that. I'm not that, but I can feel something's going on, and then I kind of just like dive into it. But Tinny walks in, mountain of a man, and he goes to sit down in the massage chair, and he barely fits. And then he raises his leg up and he takes off his prosthetic. And I'm like, interesting. I was like, and before this, Tinny's telling me about, he works 90 hours a week.
Wow. And
he supports his 4 kids and supported his wife that passed away with cancer. And was up every hour on the hour from the time he was home after he worked his long shift every day, 15 hours or whatever more,
That's passion right there.
Yeah. And would hold her while she, got rid of all the chemotherapy drugs and stuff because they'd come out, when she's, And I'm like, man, this guy just like, it almost breaks your heart. He's like, dude, I've been that guy who worked his ever loving tail off, you know, and to come home and, you know, I didn't have the same situation of him, of course, but you feel that burden of like, not even like a burning, but like a blessing of having a family. So you need to do more to take care of all of that. And every time this guy walks in, I ask him how he's doing. And he says, man, I'm blessed. I'm just blessed. I got to wake up today. And I'm like, oh. And then recently I find out Tinny takes his other shoe off as he comes in the clinic because it took him some time, you know, to come in and take both of his shoes off. He only has like 3/4 of a foot on his left foot.
What?
And he still works 90 hours a week. And he still commits every single day to bettering himself and to being positive and to taking care of his kids. And he's like a father figure for his nephews. And he's this guy that I'm like, you know, I don't care who you are in this world. Be like that. Be like that guy. Because if every single day is a challenge when you wake up, if everything you have to do is to put something on your body just so you can get around. And on top of that, being a mountain of a man, nothing is impossible. If that guy can do it, oh my gosh, you can too.
100%. Amen. And it's interesting because when you're doing things too that is in your alignment, and you know, if you're out there and you're working a job and you're tired and you're exhausted and you just aren't really happy, you know, figure out what you need to do to be happy, because I feel like when you figure out what you're going to be doing and you're doing the thing day in and day out, but it's in alignment and you're passionate about it, you get this like unearthly energy, not from energy drinks, not from anything. It's like God giving you this energy because you're in your alignment and you have a responsibility, you know, and that's where it's just like, today I woke up, you know, and, you know, whatever, it's just a story, but some you relate to. I woke up, I just, you know, my head just all day, just head's been off, kind of feel a little headachy. Yeah. Still went to the gym, still did it, still had my conversation this morning, getting to Christmas decorations. Sure. I know you're coming in, you know, but it's like, I'm blessed to have the opportunity to be sitting in this chair and have you be watching this and have the team to be doing the editing and have all the things that I have and beautiful wife and hosting people here in our home. So yeah, I could have laid down and did nothing and try to just be lazy, and I have the options and I'm controlling my schedule the whole nine, but no, you keep moving forward. Yeah. Cause you never know, like when you do that, you know, what can happen. Yeah. You know, it's such a blessing. And, you know, on the Liftoff agent side, we're now serving another set of clients, which is awesome. You know, another lady too. And, you know, it's almost over. We're going to close out strong, and we're going to be in Japan in March. Love it, man. So for the 40th coming up, so we're going to Japan. Oh, dude, you know, I wanted to close some additional because I have an orphanage in Kenya that I want to send some money over to Douglas. Love it, man. So he's always reaching out. Like, I'm like, my wife's like, yeah, I know, money, but it's all good. We love you, Douglas. Yeah, he's a pastor and has his church, and he has the orphan kids as well. And they want to get gifts for Christmas. Sure. So I want to, you know, close out as strong as I possibly can to serve and to give back and to do more. So it's just such a blessing, man. And shout out to him. That's amazing. Yeah, it's wild. And every time I have a patient that comes in and complains, I'm like, hold on a minute. I want you to talk to somebody. Really? Like, let's get, like, when I'll specifically schedule a time when Tinny's going to be there. And I open up early for him. I typically don't take patients before 11 o'clock, but Tinny's like, he's a special human. Like, man, if I can fit in your schedule and support you, I'm happy to do so, because anyone who works as hard as you do and gives as much as you do, if anyone in this world could use the support, that guy needs it, you know? And that's amazing. And I see so much of myself in that guy. I'm like, oh man, he's just an inspiration to so many people. And I share his story a lot because there's very few people like that in this world that just push the envelope so hard and really care. And he does. He's one of those guys. It's just like, man,
You will leave a legacy that transcends time and space because someone in your life that knows you will tell your story.
Yeah.
Because you're that guy. You're that guy who really cares and wants to do something for other people, no matter the cost.
Yeah. I love that. And, and contrast is where the growth happens. So, it's one thing to listen, I understand, things are coming up, life is hard, whatever.
Sure.
And don't want to say, but don't want to mitigate that. And check out Timmy, check out, what he's going through, what he's up against, what's happening in his life, because at the end of the day, it's all a choice.
It is.
It's all a choice. Even for him, it's a choice. He doesn't have to do the 90. He could make it, and some are stubborn. Some likes to put in the hard work. It just depends.
Right.
It's all a choice. But at the end of the day, it's like, yes, you're blessed every single day you're up.
Well, what was crazy is he chose that.
He did.
He had an injury on his right foot, and he was going through the situation of taking care of his wife. And he could not be down. And he had them diabetic conditions already, and he just didn't take care of the injury. So it turned into something that was,
oh no,
it was infected.
Damn.
And rather than spending the time to recover and doing the surgeries, he chose someone else.
Wow.
Over that portion of his body, just so he's like, 6 weeks, I can do that. 2 years of recovery time, I can't do that.
Wow.
And I'm just like, whew. Talk about some sacrifice.
Dude, physical sacrifice.
Bro, that's a big one.
And so now is he getting on track and he's feeling better and he's...
Yeah, we're working with him daily or twice a week or so to get him moving. He just kind of started with us.
Okay.
And, so the way I work in the business and the clinic is we're not those people that will just supply you whatever. If you need testosterone therapy, if you need any type of hormone replacement therapy, if you need red light, if you need, if someone's told you that you need hyperbaric, I'm always the why guy. Well, tell me why. I don't, like in my heart and in my soul, I don't feel like just selling something. I want to know why.
Yeah.
And if we don't know why, well, let's figure it out.
Yeah.
Because if I can custom tune it to fit your needs, so that at the right time and with the right food and the right mindset, we can combine all those things with like peptides or stem cells or whatever it is. We have the full array at our disposal. Let's find what works. And if we need to use a portion of that or all of that, let's know that we're doing the right thing at the right time for the right result.
Wow. I absolutely love that. And that's where, when I came in to see you, I didn't really have any preconceived notion or anything that I was specifically looking for.
Sure.
I like to just take an open mind to the different modalities, how it works, what you're doing, why, and just see how I feel from it. And if anything, for me, it was back to the experience. It was an amazing experience. It was something very different. Definitely going deeper is going to kind of tie a little bit into our experience here very soon for our show. And now kind of taking it back full circle to the landlord who you said, all right, 6 months.
No problem.
No problem. So what happened there?
So, so I paid the money, was able to move into the space, and it took me a couple of months to get it remodeled. We launched in that August the 16th. And thank God my realtor, she helped me find this space. Becky, she's phenomenal lady.
Shout out Becky.
Yeah, I love Becky so much. But she came out and she was like, she brought a whole team of realtors with us, all the people that work with. Yeah, and they showed up. So we had, instead of having like 5, 6, 10 people, we had like 30.
Wow,
it was great. I was like, oh, this is awesome. We did some content. We took some photos. We did all the things. Everybody excited. I served some non-alcoholic drinks that were like mushroom based. Yeah. So it was cool, man. It was a really good experience. So we launched it then. And of course, every iteration becomes better and better as we go, right? So we we looked into a couple of different models when we launched. Like, how do we do this to make it most effective to people? What can we do? We had access to some of the most advanced testing in the world using Metabolomics, which is the study of your metabolism. So kind of the precursors and the imports and exports of your cells.
Yeah.
It's kind of dumbed down a little bit, but there's a lot more to it. And we're like, we're going to use this test. And this is how we're going to get to the next level. And we were using it, and I was like, well, this is great information, right? And it does a lot of things that we need. But then, like, how do we make it better? How do we like push forward more? Yeah. Well, Linda's background is in statistics. Like, she worked for the department, it's not Department of Defense, it was the Ministry of Defense in the UK. Okay. So yeah, she's not only is she beautiful, but she's also well educated. Wow. And
that's a double whammy.
What's a double whammy, right? So number one, you can't hide stuff, and number two, she's well versed in all things intellectual, which is really nice. Yes. So she's being that somatic healer and having that spiritual aspect to her as well, and then having the intellectual side of it. Just makes her like a triple threat. So. Wow. Yeah. But, so we dive in. I'm like, okay, well, how do we use this test to get to the next level? She's like, well, I used to do some statistics, for the UK, and she did basically like a projected analysis on weapon systems, on operations, because she worked with like special forces teams like MI6, MI7. She worked with weapon systems, and she would run analytics on all those. And I was like, all right, cool. So let's build that into this and see if there's some synergy there. Yeah. So we found a way using some software that she'd used in the past and combining like 4 or 5 different softwares, and then some AI also influenced to predict the future. Wow. So what we can do now is we can take your blood work and it's pixels, right? Think of it like making a picture as multiple pixels. Okay. So then we can add these pixels from your metabolomics. We can take lifestyle choices, add more pixels. We can take previous blood work, add more pixels, and then combine all that together to get a full picture, because the metabolomics is about 70% of your metabolism. Okay. And then blood work, most people don't know this, but standardized blood work's about 19% of the picture. Not much. And it can change. So all those 6, 7 vials of blood that they drew out of you is 19% of the picture. Not much. It's not much, but and it can change, because if you stump your toe on the way to the doctor's office, and like we talked about, if you walk into the doctor's office and it doesn't feel like a safe place, your cortisol level spikes. Oh shit! Right, which actually it will block absorption of micronutrients. High levels of cortisol in the 85 to 90 percentile can block as much as 96% of micronutrient absorption in the gut. So if you live in fight or flight all the time, your body is not going to absorb things. You're going to have terrible things like IBS, all these things going on, right? So we're like, well, how do we find a way to make this better? So we combine all those things together, and then we run analytics, and we'll basically build a virtual reality and build 10,000 of those virtual realities of your cell, like copies. And then we practice on that model using a computer. Wow. Thousands and thousands and thousands of iterations. And when we get to, in the end, is we have compared analytics. Interesting. Not just one, but we can compare all of these upon a spectrum of range and to see which ones meet our clinical level of success. And that's at 70% of those 10,000 reaching optimal. Wow. So we pick on like 12 different key regions of the body, looking at the skin health, the gut health, the brain health, the heart, liver, the hormones, the bone health. We look at all those things, and we'll build a special little slice in there for people. So it's like, this is specifically for you. I love that. This one. And we run analytics on all of those things to see which arm or intervention, right? We call them arms. Okay. So which arm will actually reach this clinical level of success? And we want to track it and show the patient, like, at this point, you are here. At 3 months, you'll be here. At 6 months, you'll be here. And if we introduce, say, stem cells as an overload to spike it and see what it will do down the path, then we'll introduce that into the analytics. Or if we're going to start out with, say, certain types of peptides. So for all of these who don't know, peptides are bioregulators. They are just tiny little amino acids that are combined together. Your body does the same thing. Your body makes most of these peptides on its own. If it's healthy. It's healthy. That's the key word, if. So bioregulators don't do the thing for the body. They just kind of give it a map. So when we're giving the body a map on how it can function at its highest level, what happens? It can follow the path, right?
It's like it's like from the perspective of like goal setting or setting intentions. You hire a trainer, you want to get a certain point. They could somewhat show you what it would look like depending on carbs, fat, protein, cardio intake, and as much as you work out, where you'll potentially be.
And we focus on just not just the biologics of the body, but how do we transform it physically as well? So what things are going to shift your performance? All encompassing performance. So cellular health, biological health, physical health, mental health, all the things. What is going to shift the needle the most?
Wow.
And we use what's called a minimum effective dose.
Okay.
So, and what that is we're using the tiniest amount of one thing to get the biggest amount of bang for your buck.
I like that.
Yeah. Because no one likes to take an arsenal of things.
No.
And then we customize supplementation. So it's specifically packed for you in a morning, evening, or afternoon dose. And they come in separate packages for you. So you get the most amount of efficacy and efficiency out of a system. Because I struggled with that. When I was taking tons of supplements, I'm like, did I take 3 of those? Or did I take 6? How many? Because your system's always flawed, right? Because I would I would have the marker out like most of you probably do. I'm like, I can get this marker out, man. Okay, here we go. We'll put times 3. These are morning and night. I'm gonna mark it on the top. So when I pull it out, I'm gonna try to build a system, put it in the same spot every time. So I pull it out. Maybe that's gonna work. But then sometimes when you're had a crazy morning, or a crazy day, like, oh man, did I take this? Did I take that?
Yep.
And I'm not writing it down, of course.
And that could be for anything. I didn't drink enough water today.
100%.
Oh, shit. I was supposed to get so much protein. My coach. Oh, man.
Yeah. So I tried to solve that problem for people by making it more customized.
I love that. That tea's good shit, huh?
It's great, dude.
Great. You get some good energy off that, too.
It's awesome.
Get your system flowing, get your good energy. It tastes amazing.
Yeah, we're definitely putting this in the clinic.
I love that. Oh, dude, she would absolutely love that. Dude, interesting. Okay. So then I know you actually brought something.
I did, yeah.
And thank you so much. I wasn't expecting anything. And so is this like a micro part of what you would do?
Yeah. So it's just I brought you some peptides and some and something we use to kind of help people get out of that fight or flight.
So I have it here.
Yeah.
I put it next to you.
Yeah, of course.
And I know with the show, we like to make this an experience.
Yeah.
And you said that there's a process to do. So it's like an injectable or what is it?
Yeah, it's an injectable. So this is an injectable peptide, and it comes with our proprietary pin injector system. So as with all of you, if you've ever taken peptides before, it is, if you're taking 3 to 5 peptides a day, which a lot of people are.
Wow.
It's a pain in the neck.
Yeah.
It really is. Like,
neck pain sucks.
Yeah, I gotta get this one out and then build all these things and have this bottle with me. I do this thing, and I get so frustrated about things being not efficient.
Yeah.
So my whole life I've tried to make things easier for people because I'm that person who needs it. I need it at least more simple.
Yeah.
Because as many things as I can build and as many things as I can create on my own, I just don't want to have to do the dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Which is why we outsourced a lot of it, right?
Of course, I don't want to do the pool, yard care, bug guy.
Right, yeah.
You got those people for that.
I don't have to mess with that.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make a system where when we provide care for a patient, it's the most efficient as possible.
I love that.
And that you feel supported and that you have all the things that you need, right?
Yeah.
Because it just makes sense.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. So what I brought you was it's our LumiAO product, which is a GHKCU. It's a human copper peptide, basically.
Okay.
Copper peptide, what it does for your body is it improves skin health. It rebuilds tissue. It
Really?
resets circadian rhythms.
Okay.
It has multifunction, right?
Interesting.
Yeah. So it does some really cool stuff because all the tissue in your body is actually made from collagen.
Wow.
Right? At some point, it starts out as collagen. That's why collagen is so important for your system.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is
that's our Lumio.
Okay. All right. You already knew. Awesome.
Yeah. And then there'll be a reconstitution needle in there. And then that is one of our customized vials right there that you'll use. And then that's our reconstitution solution that we'll use as well.
I love it. Superhuman wellness. Let's go.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
And then all of the little this is the needle?
So those are the needles. Yeah. So whenever you, the cool thing about it, there's multi-use. So
really,
you don't have to change it out every single time, which is great because I was always kind of a hippie growing up.
Yeah.
And I hated making waste. So I grew up on a farm and a ranch. So we reutilized everything.
Yeah. Why not?
And, I just wanted to make a system that was
that's clean.
Isn't that nice?
That's very nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got some texture to it. You can feel it. It's almost like
Yeah. Got that premium high quality stuff here. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. And then is this something that you would arm
just really
wherever?
Subcutaneous injection.
Okay.
The great thing about bioregulators is they go into the subcutaneous area and then they'll travel throughout the body. So it goes systemic very quickly.
Wow. Okay. And what are going to be short-term, long-term? Anything short-term that you would feel?
Yeah. So we get a lot of people that take this product. They really have a wonderful glow to their skin after a couple of weeks.
Okay.
We have one patient that's in Mexico. We have patients all over the world, honestly. And this lady, she has very high standards.
Yeah.
Very high standards. And she's an attorney from Mexico City. She lives down in Tulum, but she worked in New York a lot.
Yeah.
And man, meeting her needs is one of those things that we love to do because we like a little bit of a challenging patient sometimes because people that really, they stretch you, right? We talked about that stretch.
Yeah, you get that for sure. Yeah. That's the best clients to get.
Yeah. And when you have someone that challenges you, like, oh, you can do two things. You can get upset about it, or you can say, wait a minute, what an opportunity this is.
I love the opportunity.
Yeah. Because if I can show this person what love looks like from our perspective, right? If I can show that person what love looks like, what could that do for them? Because many times when people are difficult, it's because there's something in their life where they're kind of, they have that angst and that holding on to, and there's some trauma wrapped around it, right? Our control is our fear, and especially when people come out as like they're frustrated, that anger is always fear is a primary emotion.
So true.
Right? So
true.
So we get an opportunity, right? We get a chance to love on those people.
Wow.
So
I love that.
She was like, oh, it's and we have an app also that I'll put you on. We have a Peptide app.
Okay.
It's super cool. So the Peptide app does everything from track your dosage to track your weight. It tracks your progress.
Wow.
Really cool stuff. And it's simple to get on.
Okay.
Right. It's just it's a web app rather than being a app store app. You just download it, put it on your phone, right to your phone.
Yep.
Super simple. And you can go through the process of like tracking your doses every day. You just click on it when it shows up. Like Monday, I take this.
Yeah.
And we put all your, like when you're coming to our program with us, we put all your supplements on there. And that's something I was going to offer you as well. So if you want, we have a special Black Friday deal going on for our testing.
Okay.
That gives you a little over $800 off of our fantastic testing. But for you, I'm going to do a better deal for you.
Oh.
So you get come in, we'll work some things out, but I won't talk about pricing at all right now, but I will do you a solid because my goal is to create a high vibration around all the people that work with us and all the people that we do business with and that hang out with. Right.
Amen.
Because everything is an opportunity, right? Yeah. It's an opportunity to gain a better friend, to do some more things in the world, to support more people.
Yes. 100%.
If we can do that, man, if we can get in that mode of like, all right, not what can you do for me? But hey, how can I support you, man?
Amen.
And there's a good friend of mine, my good friend Dave Walter. Shout out to Dave.
Let's go.
So Dave runs this thing called Wicked Awesome Happy Hour.
Oh yeah.
You can look it up online, right?
Yep.
You've probably seen Dave.
Yep.
So Dave is a solid dude. I meet this guy it was Super Bowl party when it was here in Phoenix a couple of years back.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm partying at this rooftop party, and this guy comes up to me. You could tell he was from the Northeast somewhere, and he's like, "Where's the next party?" If any of you have seen Dave, Dave's that guy.
Yeah.
The next party. So I was like, well, I think we're going to go to this. I don't know. We're going to go to this next spot over here. So he gets in with us and we drive over to the next place.
Yeah.
Well, at this place at the Talking Stick, I think is where it was. There was a band playing and he was like, yeah, let's go. Let's go to this band. Let's go. I was like, okay. I don't have tickets. And he's like, well, we don't have tickets either. Well, how are we going to get in? He walks up to the front because we were just going to buy tickets. And the guy's like, oh, we're sold out, sold out. Sorry. And so Dave's like, come on, we're going in. So we go around the corner, right? And we walk into this guy at the back gate. And he's like, hey, we lost our tickets. We left them inside. We're up at the front. We got a table up in front. Freaking Dave, talker, right? There's 8 of us.
Oh shit.
I'm like, there's no way it's going to happen, right? There's no way it's going to happen. The guy, Dave goes up, talks to him. The guy not only lets us in, escorts us to the front in the VIP tables. And he's like, yeah, we're down in front, right down in front. We get there. We show up to this concert. We're in the front row.
Let's go. Oh my God.
And since that day, Dave has been a solid friend to me, right? I met him that night and we've stayed in contact. Like I didn't even live here at the time. I was just coming down to help a company, right? Work on some red light stuff. And now, and then while I was here, when I came back here for the first time, when I moved here, I go to start going to Dave's Wicked Awesome Happy Hours.
Yeah.
And it's just such a good vibe, good connection.
Really?
So many people that are from the mayor to dignitaries to people show up to this thing. And now he's doing it all over the world. He just did his first one in Europe somewhere.
Wow.
I'm like, holy smokes, man. And all because he had a dream to connect people. And there's one thing that he preaches all the time. He's like, how can I support you? Like, what can I do for you? Mm-hmm. And he's always asking, he never asks, when you go up to him, he'll never say, what do you do?
Yeah.
He'll say, what can I do for you?
Yeah.
How can I support you? And it's just this good vibe of a community that people need right now. You know,
dude,
we really need that. It was so broken during COVID because the powers that be tried to separate people because what happens when you have a strong unity of people? And not that everyone was built together and we all get along, we all have the same political views or whatever, right?
Yep.
It's never going to happen.
Yep. Nope.
But
need the contrast. It's understandable.
You need a little bit of that, right? Mm-hmm. But it's promoting a message like we promote in the clinic. How can we support people? What can we do more? How can we be better at what we do? How can we push the envelope even more? How can we be better friends? How can we be better, in our relationships, both business and personal?
Amen.
And what's the hang up there? Where is it? Because there's always a solution to a problem.
Exactly.
Right? And sometimes it's we need to pray about it. Sometimes it's we need to do an energy clearing and fix what's in here. Yeah. Right? Because we can't blame all our problems on other people.
Oh no, you got to take responsibility. It's always anything from the external is only a reflection of the internal.
Yeah, 100%.
So anything that reflects to you, anything, someone's yelling at you, this, that, whatever it is, it's all just internally something it's like a vibration like you talked about. Mm-hmm. You're setting off a frequency. That frequency is connecting to the person that needs to be God, knocking you over the head.
Yeah.
And you're like, the fuck? You're like, why did you do that to me for? But no.
Yeah.
No, why me?
Yeah.
This wasn't for you. This is not to you. It's for you. So it's for a reason. It didn't happen to you. No, it's and my wife was having a conversation with a twin sister.
Yeah.
And then she was going through it and, it's okay. Digest, go through it. Next day, wife goes back, has a conversation with her. Mm-hmm. And it's like, honey, no. And that's the thing. I appreciate, so 2 parts. One part, wicked off, awesome. Like this was exactly what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Legacy. That's exact example. It's a testimonial to how he's showing up in the world that then gave you the compelling thought to even say anything in the first place.
Yeah.
Right. And then you wanting to, show up for others, and then now publicly, showing up for me personally, which I appreciate. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
And then looking at that as like, okay, well, now I have an obligation that if I'm going to look better, feel better, whatever the outcome is,
Sure.
I have to do better. I have to do more. I have to give, right? It's like when you get all this energy from God, call it what you will, universe, Jesus, whatever. It's like, I just feel like I have a moral obligation to give it back.
Yeah, for sure. And you're giving out of that overflowing cup that we talked about. Right?
Yeah.
It's you're truly giving, not the leftovers.
No.
You're giving off the excess. Like, look, we have all these things that we want to put in the people's hands that are going to be good stewards of it. And that's one thing I learned a long time ago is, man, you can try to help people, and many, many, many times you are just grabbing someone that's underwater, picking them up enough so they can get an air, a little breath of that fresh air, and then you're letting them go again. Because you can't give them that lift, right? You can lift them up just enough, just like the person that you've ever played that game where someone's like, they do this in a lot of personal development classes where they'll have you stand on a chair and then person on the ground, like, pull them up. Please pull them up. Pick that person up off the ground and get them up to your level.
Impossible.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Now the person that's on the ground, please pull them down, and you get yanked off the chair immediately. So you have to be super conscious of where your heart goes, where your intention goes, where your energy goes, because so many people are out there to take, and the more you give to them, the more it just enables or hurts them, honestly.
Yeah. Are you feeding into their bullshit?
Yeah, you do, man. And it's like, I had such good intentions, right? Which are the pathway to freaking,
wow,
despair, honestly, because good intentions, man. Like, oh man, and I've had situations in my life over the years. I'm like, man, I meant to do something really good for that person. That was my intention. That was my efforts. And all that happened was it was just like cut off at the knees. And you're like, but I did all the things. I really did that. I did that with as much kindness and as much, giving and care that I really wanted to. It was from a place where I knew, like, in my heart, it felt real. And then it was just like, they weren't ready. They weren't ready to take that, but they were willing to take it.
Yeah.
So,
and not until, who knows how much more,
right,
experiences or time or whatever, to the point where they'll be like, I remember now.
right.
Oh man, dude, Alvin, yeah. And then they may or may not.
Yeah. And then, like, honestly, it all goes back to our perception, right? And our perspective, because that will always be those people's reality if they never see it another way. Yeah. And if we're supported in our thinking to say, oh yeah, this is you're right in that, you're right in that, then you'll never change. But it takes someone to give you some friction and say, hey, have you thought about it this way? Like, have you ever thought about that? Have you ever had some other person come in your life and say, hey man, I see something in you and I disagree with it. I'm not judging you and I appreciate you as a human, but it doesn't feel cool to me. It doesn't feel right, and that's that. And you look at those people like, man, it really pissed me off in that moment. But when you look back, you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Thank you
so much. And through that training, I learned this really interesting thing, this really interesting saying. It was this. It says, thank you so much for caring enough to share that. I promise to weigh that carefully. And if you do that with intention and not use it as a dig, because you can use it both ways.
Wow. I love that.
Thank you for watching today's episode of the Liftoff Experience, as it is our intention to be able to help you have more liftoff in your life, personally, professionally, and spiritually. That's why we bring on amazing individuals and amazing episodes to be able to help you do as such. New episodes come out every single Saturday. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment below with one thing that you took away from the episode. And if you have a compelling story that you wish to share and you want to come to Phoenix, Arizona, Gilbert, Arizona specifically, to our recording studio, we'd love to have you on an episode. And a big thank you to Liftoff Agent, who does the thumbnail, writes the copy, does all the content for our show behind the scenes, as all I do is find guests, point and shoot, and have a good time. So thanks so much to Liftoff Agent team. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the episode, and just do us a favor and like, subscribe, give us your feedback so we can get this out to more individuals. And of course, you can share this with someone else that you think that should see it, because at the end of the day, we all have to help each other and serve each other to have more liftoff. And now, our YouTube channel, you can go ahead and see all of our other videos. If you're listening to this, just go to the Liftoff Experience on YouTube. And if you're watching this, then you can see on the screen that we have lots of episodes that you can take a look at and you can watch today to be able to go deeper with different subject matters to help you have more liftoff in your life. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. God bless. We'll see you all on the next one.